Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Tom Perrett, and for my fellowship project, I've been working with Bohurst, a company that tracks startups and investors in the UK. Bohurst has a database of over 11,000 companies and has tracked over £22 billion worth of investment. For each company, you can go on the Bohurst platform and see a variety of information about it. You can see a timeline of its history, you can see financial information, and you can also see a list of shareholders. Now, investors use Bohurst in order to find new companies to invest in. And when they're doing this, they're often interested to see who is investing in what at the moment. So what we'd like you to be able to do is to find an investor you're interested in. Let's pretend I'm an investor of Atom Bank. I wish I was. Click on me and be taken to a page where you can see all of my shareholdings in various companies. This would be great, but there's a problem with that. Namely that this data comes from different sources. So when we know that I'm a shareholder in Company A, we know that because of a record in Company A's annual returns. When we know I'm a shareholder of Company B, we know that because I appear in Company B's annual returns. But maybe in both of these documents, I appear under a different name. Maybe Company A includes my middle initial, whereas Company B doesn't. Maybe Company B uses a nickname for me and misspells my surname. So matching up these different records is a difficult problem. But it's certainly not a problem unique to Bohurst. This problem of matching records across databases exists in almost any modern-day company with a lot of data. But a good solution can represent real business value. For Bohurst, this would mean the UK's first browsable network of companies and shareholders. Now, entity matching, as it's also called, is a difficult problem, and I want to convince you of this. So let's play a little game. Who here has heard of Michael Jackson? Can I see a show of hands? All right, clearly you know more about investing than I thought. I'm talking, of course, about the 47th most influential tech investor in the UK at the moment, Mr. Michael Jackson. Were you thinking of somebody else? Okay, perhaps you were thinking of the third most influential tech investor in Europe at the moment, Mr. Michael Jackson. Were you? Still someone else? Okay, I have no idea who you're thinking of. Sorry. This is a silly example, but I hope it brings home how difficult it is to match up people based on just a human name. In particular, even when records match exactly, we can rarely be sure that they refer to the same person. So this is the problem. How did I go about solving it? Well, very simply, I put together a system which takes a pair of records and gives them a score. This score is calculated by looking at the various parts of those records. So if we take this example, we might say, well, the prefixes match perfectly, and so we give them a score of 1. The first names don't match exactly, but they're no nicknames of each other, and so we also give that a high score. The middle names don't match so well. The last names, even though one has a spelling mistake, we use a variety of string similarity metrics in order to be able to tell that these are still the same name. Once we have all those scores, we calculate a kind of weighted average using something called logistic regression, and we learn those weights from labeled data. So this produces a number, let's say 0.6, and depending on how high that number is, we decide whether this pair is actually a match or not. It's a simple system. How well does it perform? Well, we achieve precision and recall of 96%. What this means is that whenever the computer comes up with a match, it's right 96% of the time. And in addition to that, the computer finds 96% of matches in the database. In addition to those two things, this program runs 15 times faster than Bohurst's existing product, and it matches thousands of records every second. So, to sum up this short presentation, Bohurst now has a cutting-edge tool to match records in its database. It's fast, it's accurate, and it will allow them to build the UK's first browsable network of shareholders and companies, a major new feature for the Bohurst platform. Thank you very much.